Hey guys, it's Rich with another Tarot Talk video. I'm going to be doing one on the Smith-Waite Tarot deck, the Centennial edition. This is one that commemorates Pamela Coleman Smith, which I think is really deserving of having a deck that kind of celebrates her more than A.E. Waite or the writer, publisher, I think it was, that were the first ones to publish it. I think that Pamela Coleman Smith should get a lot more credit than she has in the past. So I really like this deck. There are several reasons I really like this deck. But first, before I go into the actual deck itself, I want to say that with that you get two non-tarot reproductions of Pamela Coleman Smith's artwork. So these are the two that I got. I don't know if they change, from deck to deck. I don't know. But I really appreciated that, and I will be probably using these as bookmarks because I do like the artwork in there. So I think they might be from the same, or they might be the same from deck to deck, but I'm not sure. And these will probably be used as bookmarks down the road. So I'm just gonna stick those up there and get right into the box of it. The one reason I really wanted this deck was because it comes in a tin box and it is a small deck. Here's a playing card and here is the deck. It's a little higher and a little smaller than a playing card, so very easy to have in your hand. Very easy to shuffle as far as the size of the cards, especially if you have small hands. But I really liked that it came in a tin because I put this in my book bag for work. Whenever I travel, whenever I go on a plane and whatnot, this will be the deck that I have with me. I will put it in my carry-on and whatnot, so I will have a tarot deck with me. For the guys out there who don't carry a man purse or a satchel or anything like that, or a laptop bag, this may be something that, if you do carry those things, that you can have a tarot deck with you. For the women out there that carry purses, or for the men who carry purses, instead of having a big huge deck of the traditional style cards, you can have a small deck. You can see the difference in the size of them. So if you can put a regular card deck in your purse or in your car or whatnot, you can definitely keep these in there and it'll be good. I liked that it was in a tin because then I don't have to worry about it, hitting around or anything, or being in a pouch, getting punctured by anything. A nice protective tin that, will keep it from getting damaged. So if I'm going to spend money on a card deck, I want it to be able to be used. And if you can see the light there, yes, it has gotten damaged a little bit, but you know what? I'd rather the tin get damaged than the actual deck itself get damaged, or ripped, torn, whatever. So that's one of the big reasons why I wanted this deck. And for this one, I'm probably not going to have the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith tarot next to it, but I do want to do some comparisons with it while I have this out. The back, in order to commemorate Pamela Coleman Smith, they have her little symbol here and up here, so you kind of can't tell reversals. But if you look at the I believe this is a Rosicrucian rose, or whatever it is, the rose itself, if you look to see which way it's pointing, I guess you can tell reversals. Again, I don't look at the backs of the cards whenever I go through them, but here's the traditional style backing that we have nowadays, and they went with this as the backing. I can appreciate that, but if you do look at the backs as you deal them out or do a spread or whatnot, then you will be able to tell reversals. Like I said, I don't look at them whenever I'm placing cards in a spread, so really don't notice. One thing that I really like about this is the muted colors, and I'm trying to get you can tell between one and the other that this one has more muted colors than this one. One reason I really like that, I know a lot of people really like the bold in your face colors, and I also want to show, like down here, you probably see it a little bit more between one and the other, how one's more muted than the other. A little darker, a little bit just more antique looking. One reason I like that is because those bright colors can really give me a headache sometimes if I have too many bright colors all at once. So I do really appreciate something that has either a muted color or a less in-your-face type of color. So for me, I really like this deck for that because it's easier on my eyes. Another thing is I don't see in bright, vibrant colors. Whenever I went to have my eye surgery, they had to dilate my pupils and everything. P.S. The eye surgery didn't go through because I had to come to Korea. But they did give me eye drops to dilate my pupils, and it lasts for about 3 days. The one thing that the eye doctor said is that my pupils are very pinpoint, so they don't let in as much light as everybody else. It's not that I'm colorblind, it's just that I don't see, vibrant colors. And so whenever I see something vibrant like this in my face, it kind of hurts me because I'm not used to that. I'm used to kind of the softer, muted tones of this deck. So I do appreciate that a little bit more. It's easier on the eyes. It doesn't give me a headache. The bad thing about it is with my eyes, those 3 days looking around and everything, I was astonished how much more vibrant one color was over another. How I would think that these colors are fairly close, and really they're not. So yeah, I don't bring in as much light into my eyeballs as other people do. So I'm going to do a very quick review because most people have seen a Rider-Waite Smith tarot deck, but I want you guys to see the muted colors of these and compare them to your own decks if you have a Rider-Waite Smith. I mean, there's no difference between this deck and the other deck other than the muted tones and the size. So I'm going to just real quick flip through these, and then you guys can judge them with the other ones as far as the colors that I've either already shown or yours at home. So yeah, you guys can go ahead and pause the video whenever you want to view these a little bit clearer. Hopefully this is coming in clear enough for you. I'm trying to keep the glare off. But they are the standard tarot that everybody's used to, that most people have at least one deck of, or have seen on videos or online, whatnot. So I mean, there's not going to be any in-your-face differences between this and the traditional Rider-Waite Smith, other than the tonal quality of the pictures. Like I said, they're a little bit more antique looking. The wording down here I think has a different font than what the traditional Rider-Waite Smith has. So I really cannot speak highly enough of this. If you are into an antique looking deck, there's not much I can say besides that. If you like the Rider-Waite Smith, you're gonna like this one, unless you really need bright colors. Like I said, this is one that I'm going to be using in my practice, especially as I travel. This is one that's going to be standard probably in my car at all times, or in my camera bag, or my computer bag, as I lose cards. I'll keep it in my book bag, wherever. If you have a purse, keep it in your purse. This is one that, especially with the tin, which I can't speak highly enough of, apparently. If you like to do tarot outside of your own little altar room or home, then this is probably going to be the deck for you if you don't want to take along a big, huge deck. I know some people like a nice big deck, but some people like little decks because, for one, they're easier to carry around, and for some people, given the hand size and whatnot, it's easier to shuffle. But these aren't too terribly thick to where you can't shuffle them with the bridge shuffle. Sorry about the noises there. You are able to bridge shuffle these. I do the bridge shuffle. You can do the sideways shuffle. They do take a little bit to get worn in as far as the bridge shuffle, but after a few shuffles, you kind of get the hang of it. So shuffling these, might take a little practice whenever you first start using them. And I'll just show you with one shuffle that you see how they're a little bit more rigid than a normal tarot deck. Yeah, these ones are a little bit more rigid, but they I think they'll last for many years to come. So it does come with a little white book, the traditional little white book that comes with most Rider-Waite Smith type decks. It also comes with a little blurb in there about, Pamela Coleman Smith, paying homage to her, since this is a Smith-Waite tarot deck, not a Waite-Smith tarot deck. Yeah, so I do recommend this one, especially if you like to have a tarot deck to travel with, and if you want something that's a little on the smaller side, like I said, size of my hand, actually size of my palm, more or less. So yes, I do recommend the Smith-Waite tarot deck, the Centennial edition, and make sure that if you want the smaller one, because they do have a large size one of this too, that if you want the smaller one, that you make sure that you get the smaller one, not accidentally order the larger size. So with that, that's all I have for this one. Until next time, may you have love, hugs, and ladybugs. Bye-bye.